Stop scrolling for a moment. This message is not random, and it is not late. There is a reason you are here right now. Your season of waiting, holding back, and protecting your energy is coming to an end. What is about to enter your life is not casual, not temporary, and not meant to pass through. Someone is coming with an intention that goes far deeper than desire. Their fantasy is not just to touch you, but to be your first and your last. Take a deep breath as you hear this, because your celibacy did not happen by accident. It was preparing you for a very specific soul connection. Welcome to Sophia, a space where truth finds you when your heart is ready. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you are watching this, the message is meant for you. Only take what resonates with you and allow the rest to fall away. There is strong energy around you right now, a shift that feels quiet on the surface but powerful underneath. Someone has been watching from a distance, respecting your boundaries, yet feeling deeply pulled toward you. The cards coming forward to open this message are the Lovers, Ace of Cups, and Knight of Pentacles. These cards were not chosen lightly. They carry the energy of commitment, emotional depth, and slow, steady intention. This is not a rushed connection. This is someone who wants to arrive correctly, with respect, patience, and long-term vision. As you continue watching, more will be revealed about who this person is, how this connection forms, and why your period of celibacy had to happen exactly the way it did. There are details here that may surprise you and emotions that may feel familiar to your soul. Stay with me, stay open, and let this message unfold naturally. The story of this connection is just beginning, and what comes next may change how you see love forever. When the Lovers, Ace of Cups, and Knight of Pentacles come together, they tell a deeply intentional love story, one that unfolds slowly but carries profound meaning. This combination speaks of a connection that is not driven by impulse or loneliness, but by emotional readiness, conscious choice, and steady devotion. In the context of your celibacy ending, these three cards confirm that what is coming into your life is not casual or fleeting. It is something that has been forming quietly, patiently, waiting for the right moment to arrive. The Ace of Cups opens the story by showing the emotional beginning of this connection. This is the heart awakening again after a long period of protection and restraint. Your celibacy was never about deprivation. It was about safeguarding your emotional depth. The Ace of Cups reveals that love enters your life as a feeling first, a gentle overflow that reminds you what it means to be emotionally alive. This person does not rush toward your body. They reach for your heart. There is a sense of emotional safety here that allows you to soften without fear. You feel seen, valued, and emotionally nourished, as if something inside you finally exhales. The Knight of Pentacles grounds this emotional awakening in reality. Feelings alone are not enough, and this card ensures that what begins in the heart is supported by consistent action. The person coming toward you is not impulsive or unreliable. They move slowly because they are serious. They observe, plan, and approach with care. Your celibacy does not intimidate them. It reassures them. It tells them that you value depth over urgency. They are willing to wait, to build trust, and to prove themselves through actions rather than promises. This card shows that your connection grows stronger over time, not weaker. Each step forward feels deliberate and secure. Together, the Ace of Cups and Knight of Pentacles create a balance between emotion and stability. Love is not overwhelming or chaotic. It is calm, deep, and steady. This person offers emotional vulnerability without instability and commitment without pressure. You do not feel rushed into intimacy. Instead, you feel guided toward it when the moment feels right in your body and your soul. Your celibacy ends naturally as a result of trust and emotional fullness, not temptation or fear of missing out. The Lovers then rises as the defining energy of this connection. This card represents choice, alignment, and mutual recognition. It confirms that this relationship is entered consciously by both of you. You are not swept away by circumstances. You choose each other with clarity. The Lovers speaks of a connection where values align, where emotional, physical, and spiritual energies meet in harmony. This person does not just desire you. They choose you as their partner, their equal, and their counterpart. When all three cards merge, they reveal why the fantasy of being your first and your last carries such weight. It is not about possession or control. It is about devotion. The Ace of Cups shows the emotional purity of this desire. The Knight of Pentacles shows the patience and commitment behind it. and the Lovers shows the mutual choice that makes it sacred. This person wants to begin something with you that has intention, meaning, and longevity. They want intimacy that is rooted in love, not urgency. Your celibacy ends because your heart, your boundaries, and your values are finally met at the same time. There is no inner conflict, no doubt, no feeling of compromise. You feel aligned with your decision because it reflects who you have become. These cards confirm that your waiting was not a delay, but a refinement. It filtered out what was not meant to stay and made space for someone who arrives with respect, patience, and genuine love. This connection also brings healing. The Ace of Cups washes away old disappointments. The Knight of Pentacles rebuilds trust. And the Lovers restores faith in love as a conscious, beautiful choice. You are not repeating old patterns. You are creating a new story, one that feels grounded and emotionally fulfilling. Above all, this combination tells you that love does not rush you when it is real. It meets you where you are, honors your journey, and walks beside you at your pace. Your celibacy ends not because you give in, but because love finally arrives in a form that feels safe, chosen, and meant to last. The Lover's card arrives as the heart of this entire message, carrying an energy that feels fated, intimate, and deeply personal. In the context of your celibacy ending, this card speaks of a soul-level choice rather than a moment of temptation. This is not about giving in to desire. It is about choosing love consciously, with clarity and intention. The Lovers appears when two people recognize each other beyond the surface. When attraction is matched by emotional and spiritual alignment, this connection is not accidental. The Lovers suggests that both of you have walked separate paths that shaped you for this exact meeting. Your celibacy was not a lack. It was a declaration to the universe that you would no longer settle for half-hearted connections. Because of that choice, the person coming toward you feels different. There is familiarity here, as if your souls already understand each other before words are spoken. This person does not just want you, they choose you. The fantasy of being your first and your last takes on deeper meaning under the Lovers. It is not rooted in possession, but in union. They want to be the one you open your heart and body to because they see you as their counterpart, not a chapter. There is a sacred quality to this desire, a feeling that intimacy with you should be meaningful, intentional, and exclusive. This card speaks of mutual vulnerability, where both of you step forward without masks. The Lovers also highlights emotional honesty. This person will not hide their feelings or play games with your heart. Conversations between you may feel raw, open, and surprisingly easy. There is a natural flow, as if truth does not need to be forced. You may find yourselves talking about values, beliefs, and future dreams early on, not because it is planned, but because it feels natural. This connection invites authenticity. When it comes to intimacy, the Lovers shows that your celibacy ends through emotional unity. Physical closeness becomes an expression of love, trust, and shared choice. There is mutual consent on every level, emotional, physical, and spiritual. This is not a moment you regret or question later. It feels aligned in your body and your soul. The connection feels right, not just exciting. This card also speaks of balance. Both of you give and receive equally. There's no chasing, no power struggle, no fear of abandonment. You meet each other in the middle, with respect and understanding. This balance is what allows your guarded heart to finally open. You do not feel like you are losing control. You feel like you are coming home. The Lovers reminds you that love is a choice you make again and again. This person chooses you in their thoughts, their actions, and their intentions. They do not see you as someone to conquer, but as someone to walk beside. Your celibacy ends not because someone convinced you, but because you willingly choose to step into love when it finally matches your values. There is also an element of divine timing here. The Lovers often appears when the universe aligns two hearts at the exact moment they are ready. If this card is speaking to you, trust that what is coming is not rushed and not late. It arrives when both of you are capable of honoring the connection fully. Above all, the Lovers confirms that this connection is about union, not urgency. Your celibacy ends through love that feels mutual, chosen, and deeply aligned. This is the kind of connection that feels like a promise, not a risk. The Knight of Pentacles steps forward with a calm, grounded energy that speaks directly to the way this connection enters your life. This card does not rush, does not chase, and does not make empty promises. In the context of your celibacy ending, the Knight of Pentacles reveals that the person coming toward you is intentional, steady, and deeply serious about what they want with you. This is someone who has already decided, even before fully approaching you, that you are worth the time, effort, and patience it takes to build something real. This person does not view intimacy as something to rush into or take lightly. Your celibacy has not pushed them away. It has drawn them closer. The Knight of Pentacles is attracted to discipline, self-respect, and emotional maturity. They admire the way you have protected your energy and your body. To them, your restraint is powerful, not intimidating. It tells them that when you finally open yourself, it will be meaningful, lasting, and deeply bonding. The Knight of Pentacles also speaks of consistency. This person will not disappear, test you, or play emotional games. They show up in small but reliable ways. Messages are steady, actions match words, and intentions remain the same over time. This is someone who wants to earn their place in your life, not rush past your boundaries. Their fantasy of being your first and your last is built on devotion, not obsession. They want to build trust brick by brick. In this connection, physical intimacy unfolds slowly and naturally. The Knight of Pentacles does not pressure or demand. They wait until the emotional and energetic foundation feels solid. For them, closeness is something to be grown into, not taken. This card shows that when your celibacy ends, it happens because you feel secure, grounded, and respected. You are not swept off your feet into chaos. You are gently led into something stable. There is also a strong sense of long-term vision here. The Knight of Pentacles thinks about the future, not just the moment. They imagine routines with you, shared responsibilities, and a life that grows stronger over time. They are not interested in temporary passion. They want something that lasts, something that ages well. Being your last is important to them because they do not see themselves leaving once they arrive. This card also reflects patience on your part. You may have wondered if holding back was worth it, if love would ever arrive in a way that matched your values. The Knight of Pentacles confirms that your waiting shapes the outcome. It filtered out those who were not serious and made space for someone who moves at your pace. Your celibacy was not a delay. It was alignment. Emotionally, this person may not be overly expressive at first, but their feelings run deep. They show love through actions, consistency, and presence. They protect what they care about, and once they commit, they stay. You may feel a sense of calm around them, a quiet assurance that you do not need to perform or prove yourself. You are chosen because of who you are, not what you offer. The Knight of Pentacles ultimately tells you that your celibacy ends through trust, stability, and shared values. This is not a dramatic ending to a lonely chapter, but a steady beginning to a secure one. Love enters your life slowly, but when it does, it stays. The Ace of Cups comes forward as a soft but powerful confirmation that your heart is entering a brand new emotional chapter. In the context of your celibacy ending, this card speaks less about physical desire and more about the moment when your heart feels safe enough to open again. This is not a rushed awakening. It is gentle, natural, and deeply emotional. The Ace of Cups tells me that the connection coming toward you begins with feelings, not fantasy. Before hands ever touch, hearts recognize each other. This card shows overflowing emotion, and that overflow has been building quietly within you and within the other person. Your time of holding back was not about denial, it was about preservation. You were protecting something sacred inside you, even if you did not fully realize it at the time. The Ace of Cups arrives when the soul says, now it is safe. Safe to feel, safe to trust, safe to receive love without fear of being emptied or disappointed again. For the person entering your life, this card reveals a deep emotional fantasy that is rooted in purity, not control. Their desire to be your first and your last does not come from ego, but from emotional reverence. They want to share something meaningful, something that feels like a blessing rather than a conquest. They are emotionally ready to pour into you, to show up with honesty, affection, and vulnerability. This is someone who wants to look into your eyes and feel something real, not rushed or forced. The Ace of Cups also speaks about emotional healing. Your celibacy period was not only about waiting for the right person, it was about washing away old pain, old disappointments, and old attachments that no longer matched who you are now. This card suggests that when this person enters, it will feel like a release. You may find yourself emotional in unexpected moments, not out of sadness, but because your heart finally feels seen and understood. There is also a sense of spiritual alignment here. The Ace of Cups often shows divine timing at work, as if the universe itself is offering this connection as a gift. This person may mirror your emotional depth in ways that surprise you. Conversations will flow easily, feelings will rise naturally, and there will be a strong sense of emotional safety. You will not feel pressured. You will feel invited. In relation to intimacy, this card speaks of sacred closeness. Your celibacy does not end through temptation or impulsive desire. It ends when emotional trust has been built, when your heart feels full rather than hungry. This person wants to share intimacy as an extension of love, not as a test or a game. They want to honor the space you have protected for so long. The Ace of Cups also asks you to allow yourself to receive. You may be so used to holding your emotions steady, guarding your heart, that opening up feels unfamiliar. This card gently reminds you that love is meant to be felt, not controlled. When this connection arrives, it will invite you to soften without losing your strength. Above all, the Ace of Cups confirms that this connection begins with emotional truth. It is the cup being offered, not demanded. It is the heart saying yes, not the mind forcing a decision. Your celibacy ends not because you are weak, but because love arrives strong enough to meet you where you are.